Guess who's back, world? You missed us? You did. Everyone's been like, where's the rigmarole? We're like, hey, we're back. We're back. Rigmarole, no anxiety edition. How's it going, everybody? Welcome in. This is a completely improvised comedy show based on your suggestions. So if you've ever seen it before, get your typing fingers ready. In the chat, let's have some adjectives and some nouns. And from that, we're going to get the title of our show. Once we get the title of our show, that will decide what we do. We take your suggestions. We do use them to inspire us to create characters and situations and scenarios. This is a long form show. So what we do is we go scene to scene and we do a sound. And tell them what that sound is, Mark.
That sound means it's time for us to start a new idea. We want to clear the slate and we want to bring something new. So anytime you hear that bell, it means get your flexible brain on because
we'll
the
be
last
traveling
thing is gone.
Forward and backward in time. We'll be playing lots of different characters. We'll be shifting and we'll be bringing you along with us in this comedy world of excellence and joyfulness. Let's see here. What do we have for our adjectives and nouns? Wow, before we get into that, let me introduce the illustrious and warbly Marc Little is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, thank you so much. And let me also introduce to you the organized and highly abundant Kerby Joe Grubb, ladies and gentlemen.
Abundantness is our family crest. Let's see. Go Dodgers. Go Doyers. I love it.
Go Doyers.
Go Doyers. Congratulations to the LA Doyers. Let's run them down from our awesome audience.
Speedy. Bolus.
Frenzied.
Handyman.
Winner. Hi,
Happy.
Lori. Excited.
Slovenly.
A cheater.
Painter.
Haters.
Welder.
Zealous.
Brushmaker.
Freaky.
Baseball.
Voter. Very timely.
Bored.
Okay. Joyful.
Right.
Envious.
Angry.
Horrific.
Freely.
Vicious.
Candid.
Wow, these are awesome. Loose.
Grappler. Huh. All right, we should probably.
Aaliyah, hello,
Oh,
Green Dragon.
Hello.
Welcome in.
Stinky.
Stinky, crazy, loopy. All right, Boots. All right, great. From this, what do we like, Mark? There's so many great suggestions. Thank you for our audience. Grifter.
Oh, Grifter. I like Grifter.
Okay, Grifter. Then I'm gonna go with. What did I like? It was right here. I think we're gonna go with the Zealous Grifter. The Zealous Grifter is now the name of this here episode of the Rigmarole. And what is that going to be? I don't know. We're going to make it up. That's what an improv it is. And we're going to tell a story about the Zealous Grifter. Mark's going to go ahead and change that and make that the title of this here episode. As we do that, a couple more questions for our audience that shapes our show today. We have, what is your superhero's apostrophe secret alternate identity name? So you're a superhero, but you have a secret, you have a public persona that no one knows that you're the superhero. So when you are not being the superhero, this is so complicated. So when you're not being the superhero, what is your name of, like, Clark Kent? Okay, that was his regular name. What is your name?
If you weren't you, but you were a superhero, who would you currently be that you're not currently?
Yeah, is that clear, everybody? Is that crystal clear? Okay, we're gonna wait for those to roll in, and I'm not seeing anything quite yet. Here we go. Patricia Patron, Patty Patron, Patricia
Patricia.
Patron. I love it.
I like
That's
it.
really good.
Yeah, that's nice actually.
You know what? We're gonna go with it.
Yeah, I think we have to go with that.
Oh,
That's
check out Nacho Ibarra.
Oh,
Ay,
also very strong.
Yes. God bless the Valencians in their hour of need. Patricia Patton, Linda, period. Linda, period. Nachito. That's Spanish for small nacho. Okay, but we're gonna go with this is an awesome suggestion. Thank you, Lori. Patricia Patron. I think we're on a Espanol theme right now. And then our last question for you, and then your homework is done and you can sit back and relax. Marc.
The question is, what is the most useful piece of human knowledge? Or unhuman. If you can think of unhuman knowledge as well, bonus points. But right now we're mainly curious about your most useful piece of human knowledge.
The most useful piece of human knowledge. We got shapes. Okay. Hey, shapes. Object permanence. Big deal. Big deal for babies. Big deal for young Silas out there. Hey, Silas.
Bristles.
Bristles, super important, as we all know.
I think we just go shapes. I think shapes.
Take it or leave it. That was good. Lucy and Frank. Oh, I think this is the prior question, but Lucy and Frank's also an important. Lucy and Frank. I like that one. That's cool. Lucian. Yeah. Let's go Lucian. Lucian is a cool pronunciation. Yeah, live, laugh, love. Oh,
that is nice. Nautica York.
These are excellent names. All right, great. So we're going with shapes in our answer to this question. So what will that be? That will inspire us. Look for your suggestions throughout the show. They will be in there somewhere. It is our solemn promise to you. This is a completely improvised comedy show where we play lots of different characters, go forwards and backwards in time, and have a very fun time doing it.
And today's episode of the Rigmarole is entitled A Zealous Grifter.
Lucy and Frank walked out of his house, looked around at the sun. He hadn't seen it in days, which is why he was so crazy with excitement to have seen it.
I've missed you, son. I've missed you greatly. The indoors have been harsh to me.
The son spoke back, "Hello, Lucian. I have missed you myself. Why have you been hiding from me on these many days?"
Well, I hate to admit it, son, but I was, like when you get an ankle bracelet from the government and you can't, house arrest. I was on house arrest. And, well, part of it was an enforced vitamin D deficiency, so I couldn't be in your glorious presence, son. I got caught.
You see, Lucian Frank was a grifter, and a grifter of the first order, from a long line of grifters, a family handed down generation to generation. No one had worked in the Frank family for many, many generations. Lucian had a bit of a brain problem where he spoke to the sun and thought that a celestial object spoke to him.
By the way, son, I'm Lucian Frank V. So, you can only imagine what my father, the fourth, and my grandfather, the third, and his father, my great-grandfather, the second, and then, of course, the first who started it. You can only imagine what they were all like.
For I am Lucian Frank II, and Father, I do not want to be a grifter. I want to go to work. I want to work in a shoe shining factory down on York Street.
shoe shiners are nothing but Methodists with wax.
No, Father, don't say that. Do not besmirch the good name of shoe shinery. For
No,
look at this spit shine on this wingtip here, Father. Please, Father. I'm no good at grifting. I can't take advantage of unbeknowing people. I can't do it, Father. Don't make me grift.
You think you're not taking advantage of those whose shoes you shine? Well, a shoe shine is nothing but a grift of the foot. At least my grift offers people hope. You merely shine a shoe that will undoubtedly be unshone again within days.
Father, your grift offers people hope. First of all, I want to say thank you for sending me to Britain to be educated. And this is why I have such a high-class accent compared to you, my father, who was brought up in lowly Ibarra in the suburbs and slums of Spain.
Yes, lowly indeed, named for the great Nacho Ibarra. It's fallen from grace since it was, of course, created by that great saint.
Father,
well, don't whimper.
All I can do is whimper at your strange musings on the history of Spanish slums, Father, for I was educated in the highest school, but I am conflicted, Father, for you have paid for my education with your grifts.
Here we are at the highest school, and I have a lesson for each of you. It's a very important lesson. Now, some of you will know the history of Spain from what you've heard and what you've read, but I can teach it to you from what I have experienced. And what I've experienced is the slums of slaves. What I've experienced are the slums of... I've been to the parts of Spain that aren't very nice, and it's been my experience that the people there are slovenly, and they have much too high regard for Nacho Ibarra, who was nothing but an overhyped and undersung wielder of wares, a businessman.
Wielder of wares? Is that what you said? Did you say wielder of wares?
Why, yes, I did, Mr. Josepher.
Well, look, I'm not very educated, and my father and my mother, they are school teachers, so they sent me here to the highest school in the land to get a better education than they got themselves. But on day one here, as we tour the grounds and understand where the commissary is, where the dormitories are, and so forth, I take issue with and do you know the history of that fountain, you great teacher, Mrs. Chamomile?
Well, I feel like you feel as though you're empowered to tell me with your background lineage.
That's the statue of Patricia Patrone, the first queen of Spain, who stepped down from the Rock of Gibraltar to take the children of Guestling in her arms. Did you know that story?
I've heard it, but I don't trust it. The children of Guestling spread their lies around this place like a plague of so many rats on the streets.
For I am a child of Guestling. Sir, my motor car has run out of gas and petrol, and I need £25 to get to my son's Shakespeare play.
Oh, well.
For I am but a child, yet as you can see, children are having kids very young these days, babies having babies, and therefore I have a child who is performing and I need I need 25 shilling.
You want £25 or 25 shilling, boy?
I want 25 pounds and 25 shillings, please. And this is not a lie. I am a child of Gessling.
Well, your ruse is at very least convincing.
It is.
I give you the money freely of my own accord.
15, 20, 20. Wow. I didn't think that was going to work at all. And it totally did.
Well, I'm Jack the Ripper, and I kill everyone who I give money to.
Oh, no!
Oh, yeah.
Jack the Ripper! Today in London town, Jack the Ripper struck again. A child of Gessling was apprehended and taken into the dungeon of Ripper. The dungeon of Ripper is unbeknownst to the authorities. If you have any information on where the dungeon of Ripper is located, please call #77 12424. In other news, the election is coming up. The election of the cobblestone streets against paved streets.
177 12424. You have information on Jack the Ripper?
Hello. So I think I saw the Ripper dungeon. I'm a plumber, and I was replacing. I'm sorry. Are you? There's a lot of mouth sounds on the line. Are you digging in your mouth?
You know,
rude.
At lunch I tried an American treat called corn on the cob.
Corn, still on the cob, was it?
Yeah, they don't even take it off. So you imagine you have to use your teeth.
I don't want to get off topic here because I think I do know where Jack's dungeon's at. But I have to say, those Yanks across the pond, like how grotesque to leave the corn on the cob.
It's like okay, how about we eat? You want to eat a steak or something? Well, just don't cook it, right? I mean, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Jeremy, before you go to your work at the phone answering conservatory, please, I've made a special American dish for you, and I thought maybe we would step outside our comfort zone and we could try it. It's corn, and I know you know corn. I know you love corn. It's hot.
I love corn.
It's hot.
Oh, it is extremely hot.
Yes. Well, I've boiled it, and as the Americans do, we will stick little forks in the ends of it. Here you are, Jeremy.
Each American household must own so many forks to be able to.
So tiny forks for the sticking in the ends of cob corn so that they can hold it when it's hot. And then, Jeremy, I saw this on the Cheshire News. You eat it with your teeth like so. It's stuck. It's stuck.
I've got a bit of everywhere. It's like more teeth are in my mouth than before.
Oh, look at the sundial. You must go to work. You're late.
Oh, damn Yanks. Of course, fine then. That's sometimes when you think long and hard, a problem appears of its own accord. Well, that was the story of Nasho Hibara when he was trying to decide whether or not to impregnate Spain with people. Now that's a metaphor, but I want you all in this class, my class, where I'm the boss, to understand that Nacho Ibarra impregnated Spain with citizens. And that makes all of you the children of Nacho Ibarra. And I am your brother. So come on over and give Big Brother a hug. Okay? I'm very new to this class, and I'm an exchange student. I'm very uncomfortable.
Danny, well, you okay? What happened at school?
I don't know, and I don't like to.
It seems like something very uncomfortable happened at school today, Danny. And I want you to feel, as your Uncle Ted, living with your family, because I lost my job driving the ferry down the Thames. I want you to feel comfortable because I'm here at your home when you come home from school. Your parents work a lot. You're kind of a latchkey kid, really. And I just want you to feel free that when I'm eating crisps
as you do, because you are British. It's Uncle Ted, I was forced to give my professor a hug based upon the assumption that he is my older brother, thanks to the idea that all Spanish citizens are indeed the children of Nacho Ibarra, based on some. It's disgusting.
No, Danny, no! I can't stand for this. Wait, is this Mr. Gelding who, when he speaks, it's as if his mouth does not match up exactly with the words that he's saying? This is the teacher.
This is exactly that, Mr. Gelding. One and the same.
Well, I'm gonna hop on my motorbike and I'm gonna go have a talk with Mr. Gelding right now.
Okay, please do. And as he drove his motorbike, in his head, he sang that classic motorbike song, heading down the highway, looking for adventure. Nothing comes my way. Oh, Jimmy, and then he had a sudden change in his mental radio station, and all he could think of was classical music.
Oh, here I am at the school. Mr. Gelding, Mr. Wayne Bartholomew Gelding. It's Uncle Ted. Uncle to Danny. I lost my job driving the ferry down the Thames, and now I've got nothing better to do than listen to Danny complain about you. What you doing, filling our children's heads with this garbage and trying to give them hugs as a consolation?
No. Danny is my brother now. Under the great leadership and former impregnation of Nacho Ibarra, we are all brothers and sisters. In fact, it's impossible to join a relationship other than a platonic one here in Spain, because we're all related.
On the royal order of Spanish decree, I hereby relay to the Earl of Spain that King Philip II, who hired me to come from France to read this parchment paper so as not to muddy the waters and have an objective reader, all of the people of Spain are hereby brothers of Nacho and Nachito, impregnated in the 15th century. Blah 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 blah. No, look, I am from France. Look, don't boo me. Do not boo me. I'm an impartial observer to this situation. Okay?
I don't like it.
Don't
I'm
kill-
here on vacation and I don't like it.
Don't kill them. Do not boo the messenger. Okay? Because we French, okay, I was doing a favor to King Philip, okay? I was doing a favor. All right? I did not come here to be booed by Spanish swarthy. Don't do the boo, Dan. Do not boo me. Do not boo me.
Maybe your favor should be to go kiss his neck, because you're just a neck kisser.
That was one time. One time it was an accident. I kissed the neck on accident and now I am a neck kisser?
Well, that's just how it is. You know, I one time I went down to the store and I picked up a loaf of bread. Wasn't even thinking about it. Right? And all of a sudden I'm a bread guy. I'm not a baker.
Penelope, I am home from Spain and it did not go good. It did not go well at all.
Why? I was counting on this going well. I was counting on it going well. Why did it not go well?
I know. You wanted to travel to France if I made inroads. I tried to make inroads. And this is why I was doing it. I was speaking. Everything was going fine. I was at the Royal Palace in Madrid. I was on the steps of the palace reading the parchment. Everything was fine. But this one guy, this one merde guy, he comes, he starts yelling. Everyone else was perfectly quiet. Everyone else seemed to be understanding that they are now brothers and sisters under the impregnation law of 1556 by Nachito, and everything was going great. But this one Spanish guy, in fact, Penelope, he knew about the neck kissing. How did he know? Penelope, how did he know?
Well, here's the thing.
The thing.
You have to. I told you, I'm someone who has to express themselves, and so when you've been gone, communing with King Philip, I've taken up writing a small newspaper pamphlet. It's just I had to express. There's a lot of really interesting things in my life. Last week I went to the market and a young boy handed me a pad of butter. And I wrote that down in the paper and I sent it out. I thought it's very interesting. And just one of the interesting things was when you kissed my neck. If I don't share it and if I don't include your name, well, it's not very reputable, is it? Because I could be anyone making up any story about anyone kissing my neck. But I had to, it's a very big publication.
This destroys our relationship, Penelope. And I'm sorry, but I have not made the inroads that you wanted me to make, and I cannot be in this relationship any longer.
No, but you were supposed to make the inroads.
No inroads. There are zero inroads. Only outroads for me out of this domicile. Goodbye, Penelope. I will go seek the legend of Lucien Frank.
No.
Lucien, you should know. Lucien was on his way to his next grift, thinking about what he could do, and the sun started talking to him again. Lucien, it's me, the huge ball of hydrogen in the atmosphere that warms the planetary system.
Hey, you know what, son? You're pretty awesome. Like, can you even imagine if we didn't have you, all the stuff that wouldn't happen? Like,
I think about it all the time, Lucian. I think about it all the time. Lucian, I was wondering, do you know where Patricia Patron is?
Well, yes, at least relatively speaking.
Relative to what, Lucian? Well, relative to the sun, which is hundreds of billions of miles away, or relative to the tree over there?
Well, I mean, definitely relative to the sun. And in relation to the sun, she's on Earth. In relation to the tree over there, well, I'm trying to remember her exact history, but you know what? I think she's somewhere in Spain. And I think, well, if I can get a lot of people to go try and find her, I could sell like maps. I could probably sell maps, actually. Oh my God, son, you've just given me an incredible gift. I know exactly where Patricia Patron is, and I have a map. If anyone needs a map for Patricia Patron, well, guess who? I'm your guy.
Lucian travels to the outskirts of Madrid, a small town called Alcobendas in the northern suburbs, where Lucian printed up his own maps to the stars. And by maps to the stars, they were actual stars in the sky. Thinking that this was a grift that he could get some money for, Lucian took to the streets of Alcobendas.
Hey, Alcobendians! Or Alcobendians for short, if you guys don't mind. Anyhow, I've got some great maps, and all these maps will correlate to different stars. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at the heavens, but there's a lot going on.
Hi,
You there? You look like someone who could use a star map.
Hi, I was wondering, you have a, do you know, is on your map, can I see,
You can have 3, sure.
no, but do you have, where David Beckham's house is?
Oh yeah, of course. David Beckham, he's one of my favorites. You know what? You Alcobendians absolutely love David Beckham.
I'm a big football fan, and by football I mean football.
Wow, your accent is so thick I can barely understand you. But
yes,
but it's incredible. I would love to provide you with a couple maps. I tell you.
How many maps do I need? So isn't it just the one maybe, or does David Beckham have multiple houses on different maps? Why would I need more than one map?
1 second. Let me help you understand. What year is it?
It's 1999.
Okay, it's 1999, and you've heard of a personal computer, yes?
Yes. I mean, they have one at my school.
Great. Now, on the personal computer, there's a thing called a hard drive. And what people do with a hard drive is they get a backup of the hard drive. And you understand why that is? It's because sometimes the original, like Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, right? There's an original, and then there's some backups. So sometimes the original gets lost or broken or stolen, or someone's walking through your neighborhood and they say, what is that, a star map? And they steal your hard drive, which in this scenario is your star map. And I don't want you little sweet Alcobendian, out there with only one star map, all susceptible to having it stolen. And of course David Beckham has more than one house. He's a freaking star. So I'll sign you up for 3.
I'll take 2, a backup map, and a regular one.
Great. I also have some oil of oregano.
Oh.
It's very spicy.
I guess I don't really have time for the explanation. So yeah, I guess I'll take that.
Great. And
that's it. I'm good. I don't.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't need anything else. In fact, that's all the money I have, I think. How much is it?
You know what I can. You know what? Well, you said it's all the money you have, so I think I'll take that amount.
I feel uncomfortable just giving you all without knowing the price first.
Perfect. You look like someone that has about 100 Spanish yen on you. So I will take 98.
Okay, I'm glad it wasn't all 100 of my Spanish yen.
No, it wasn't. And you know what? With those two left over, do whatever you want.
Oh, wow, this is a free country.
Mm. Mm. Huh? Mm. Huh? Huh? Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah. Son, you come from a long line of grifters. And as your father, number one grifter of all time, I want you to know that indiscriminate hand motions are one way to distract people from understanding what you're doing. Also, rule number 2, try to figure out how much money they have and then take all of it except 2.
Oh, that sounds like a very important rule.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping the other one just kind of has seeped into my subconscious.
Yeah, it's osmosis.
Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Father, do you have any memories of when this technique has worked extremely well for you in the past, perhaps as a means of securing your entire financial future? I believe you told me this story once before.
Oh, you love this story, don't you? Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I do.
For when I was young and raised in Britain, your grandfather sent me, and I had a British accent, which I have, of course, neutralized and lost since I've moved to the States and eaten a lot of corn on the cob.
Understandable.
I wanted to be a shoe shine boy, and I thought that this was honest work. And your grandfather set me straight. He said, "No, no, 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 my boy. That is not honest work. It's a grift of the foot, in fact, is what it is."
Foot grift.
Yes, yes. And so I took that advice. I came here to America and I began what's known as the Great Sandal Grift of the 1960s. Yes, indeed. As you know, sandals.
Well, what do you mean you only wear shoes? It's 1960. It's freedom. Freedom is what rings through the air here. And what else should be free? Your toes. Whose toes were free in the past? The Romans? Whose toes were free in the past? The Greeks? Whose toes remain free to this day? The Indonesians. And if you can't respect these cultures, then you have no place here. Huh? And if you're sitting there with your toes covered like some sort of blanket, something like that, well, yes, you seem to have the idea. This is beautiful. Everyone, give this man a round of applause. Look at the toes in the air there. That is what respect for yourself looks like. That is what an ideal looks like, being born. In this day and age, imagine covering your feet. Imagine disgracing yourself and your family and your country by wearing nothing but a closed-toed shoe. If you want your dreams to die, then keep wearing sandals. If you want to grind away in some sort of nut and bolt factory, then keep wearing sandals. I mean, shoes.
Doctor, I don't know if this means anything. I know you want me to.
I'm a doctor.
You want me to talk about my dreams when I come here, and we do our therapy sessions. I had this dream that there was a family.
That's a very good start.
Thank you. You always make me feel good about my dreams. There was a family. It was like a family, but they were all toes. And
how was family spelled? With an IE or a Y? In your mind.
It was an IEY, actually. It was, yeah. I know because I know, Doctor. You tell me that when I'm dreaming, I need to pay attention to the way things are spelled. So I've been trying to do that. I've been doing that. I've been doing a lot of that.
It was a family of toes, you said.
Yeah, it was a family of toes, and they all looked like people, but they were actually toes. And I woke up very disturbed, and I didn't know.
That's with anybody.
Yeah, and I didn't know if does that mean something?
A family of toes. A family of toes. A family of toes. Well, this makes me think of the great Greek parable of the stinky family from the lake. When the family joined together forces with one another, they found themselves so indestructible, so desirable, that all of Greek culture band around them and made them the new emperor. Is this a story you were referencing?
Yeah. Grecians of Athens, gather round, for I am Jerethuth of the great family of the lake. I know.
We love you, Jerethuth.
Thank you. No paparazzi, no photos, please. Although photos is something that will not be invented for many, many generations, please refrain from taking any mental pictures of me. I do not like my image to be represented in the minds of people, of lowly people who are not worth the great family of the lake.
You don't mind if I make a bit of pottery based on your image, do you?
Sorry, no false idols, no represent. I see you sculpting, sir. Please do not sculpt my image. Okay, I am Jerethuth of the great family of the lake, and I have come here to address the people of Athens in order to tell you our plan.
I am the chief Athenian. Tell your plan to me.
Well, Chief Athenian, I have a plan for my family. And I don't need your permission. I'm just giving you fair warning. It's just more of a heads up, really, than anything. And what I want to tell you is that our family and the family next to us in the next lake house over, we plan to join forces to become so powerful that we will take over the whole island of Greece and, in fact, all the Greek Empire. Just a heads up, just letting you know.
Yes, the chief Athenian. Athenians everywhere respect me. And I, to you, say, I don't understand why you would come to us with your plan to take over the world. Why not?
Well, let's be clear. It's just the Greek Empire right now, which to the chief Athenian, I'm sure seems like the whole world. But, you know, as a chief Athenian, you need to get out more. You need to get outside of Greece more because, my friend, the world is much bigger. The sun in the sky, personal friend of mine, shines down on a world that's so much bigger than just Greece itself.
And, well, I don't know, sweetheart. He was belittling me. I said to him, I'm the chief Athenian. He said,
but you're the chief Athenian.
Oh, I know, but he made it sound like the world is, well, like 2 or 3 Athens is big, huge. And I'm like, well, I'm the chief here, though. So what does that mean to me if this isn't big?
Todd, you're the chief Athenian. What? I don't understand. How could you let this happen? I thought you were the most powerful. Hold on. Is Greece not the whole world? You didn't tell me this.
Well, that was the whole thing. I was up there like, I'm feeling pretty good. I kind of run this thing, and he's up there like, I know, Linda.
You're the head Athenian in charge.
I know, Linda, and I swear, I was standing up there, and for the longest time, I was just thinking, I'm going to go home. Linda's making noodles, where it's going to be a good evening. You know what I mean? Watch a little bit of Olympic practice, And then he comes up there and he alters my whole world. He's like, well, guess what, bud? Here's a little head shake because this whole thing's not that great. So I'm like, what?
Hey, before we practice Olympics, did you hear that the chief Athenian was going to come watch us practice?
The chief Athenian?
Yeah.
That's huge. He's like in charge of the freaking all Athens, you know what I mean?
I'm pretty nervous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm freaking nervous. Like, if we don't impress this guy, like, golly effing geez, because, like, he kind of decides, right? Like, he's a big decider.
I know. And also, normally, we wrestle naked. We wrestle completely buck naked. And normally I'm fine with that. But if the chief Athenian's coming to watch us practice, can I get a loincloth? Can I get a fig leaf? I feel a little overexposed.
No, I totally get that. I mean, we usually aren't doing this in front of other people, you know what I mean? It's kind of like for our own practice.
It's practice. It's not the actual Olympics. It's just practice. Why is the chief Athenian coming to watch us practice? It's like the king of the world is coming to watch our naked Greco wrestling. I'm not comfortable with this.
It's like, well, freaking the guy who answers prayers, you know what I mean? The guy who builds the land, you know what I mean? The one who decides the weather. He comes down and he just says, hey, mind if I sit in? I'm like, oh, well, I mean, you do what you want, but like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, whoa.
All right, time to practice. Let's lock up. Yeah.
You've gotten
a lot stronger since you.
You too. I mean, geez, must be all the hill running, huh?
I've been running those hills like crazy, but I think you're running more hills than me.
Thank you. Wow.
Oh.
that was really nice. Nice surprise.
Was that okay? I hope that was okay.
Yeah. I don't really plan on doing this naked anymore, to be honest with you.
I totally get that.
That's cool.
Stupid. Why'd you do that? Why'd you kiss him? You just, if just be a normal Greco-Roman Greco wrestler. You don't have to, just tell him if you have feelings for Agamemnon, just say you have feelings for, hey, Zealot. Oh.
Hello.
I made a boo-boo.
I heard.
You already heard about it?
Yes. How embarrassing
great.
For you.
Oh, great. Even the hummingbirds know about it now. I mean, we were practicing. We were sharing our feelings about being insecure, about being naked and wrestling. And I just thought, wow, this is a good time to go in for a kiss. And
well, just because someone's insecure doesn't mean you should kiss them.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Imagine every time.
Thanks, Zealot, for the awesome advice. Why didn't you tell me that last week when I told you that I had feelings for him?
Well, because I didn't consider that anytime someone showed a little bit of insecurity, you would just try and kiss them. It feels unreasonable, even as a hummingbird. My brain is very small, but obviously my logic is very large.
How do you feel about your brain being small?
What?
How do you feel about your brain being small?
I'm a little insecure about it. Oh, no. No, I just did exactly what we discussed. Don't try. Oh.
And today we'll be covering ancient Greece and the myth or legend, rather, of the Tyler, the Greco wrestling kissing artist who changed the pathway for all Olympic sports. Yes, Devin, go ahead.
I love when you talk about history. Please continue.
Well, you're in the right place. This is History 102 at Bainbridge College here. So, Devin, while I appreciate your enthusiasm, you are slowing the class down by mentioning things that we all know.
I don't even.
Devin, go ahead.
I didn't do it to slow the class down, Professor. I completely apologize. It was more of like I wanted to hype you up. I wanted to let everyone else understand that, wow, this professor knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's the best at it. Okay? I want you all to know that he's the best.
Thank you, Devin. Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate you. Really appreciate you
so much. Oh, Linda, come here. Get down here. I am so hyped up, honey. I was in class today, and this kid Devin, who normally just slows things down, he started giving me compliments, and he started hyping me up. And Linda, I said, when I get home, I'm gonna lay Linda down right on the duvet cover, and we're gonna have at it, Linda. And then I got a little winded from the walk up to the car.
That's okay, sweetheart. We know you have asthma, and we know it's pollen season, right? So
there's a lot of pollen. But Linda, I'm telling you, this kid Devin, I never felt so hyped up in my life as when this kid Devin started. Normally, I'm just a boring history teacher, History 102 at Bainbridge College and whatever. But you know what? Now, Linda, I felt something I never felt before. I felt a hype that has never visited my inner organs before. Linda, I can't go back. I can't go back, Linda. I cannot return to my sedentary life, Linda. Triangle. What are you trying to say, Linda?
This is a whole new you. You have entered your triangle era.
A
triangle, it's a shape. And you know what this shape encompasses?
What shape?
People they put it up for a caution sign, right? It's a big triangle. They put it up at the top of an arrow. It's a big caution. A rocket ship. A rocket ship is essentially just a triangle that flies into the sky. Yes, it's your triangle era.
Jeffrey, I don't know how to say this. Jeffrey, I'm just gonna shape it. I'm just gonna shape. Jeffrey, pay close attention.
4, 5, 6, 7. Is this an octagon?
Yeah.
Or is it a hexagon?
Jeffrey, don't act like you saw a hexagon. Okay.
But I want it to be a hexagon.
Jeffrey, it's not a hexagon.
I don't want it to be an octagon.
Pay attention to the shapes that I'm showing you. Okay.
We can't.
Okay.
Don't octagon me.
Don't. Well, you shouldn't ask me to marry you. You shouldn't ask me to marry you. Okay. This is all I have to say to you.
You're stopping a relationship now.
That's it. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner right now. Right before your brother's Olympic trials. Yes.
But this winner feels like a loser.
Yes.
Because I've won the shape guessing competition, but I've lost you, Matilda.
Jeffrey, you lost me, Jeffrey. You lost me. And you know why, Jeffrey? You know why?
No.
It's your toes, okay? But I've tried to get you to buy a pair of shoes. I've tried.
I don't wear shoes.
I can't be looking at sandaled, open-toe sandals for the rest of my life, Jeffrey. I can't do it. I can't do it.
This is how I live.
No.
I live
No.
I live in open-toed shoes.
No, I can't do it. I can't look at your toes. I need one pair of closed-toed shoes. I can't go to a wedding. Jeffrey, what is that? That is a pentagon? What is that? Jeffrey, what are you shaking?
That's right.
What are you shaking?
And I'm gonna blow this place up.
No, Jeffrey, don't pentagon me. In Los Angeles today, a massive explosion took out the Soho region of Koreatown when a disgruntled employee and boyfriend, about to be married, set off a large pipe bomb in the shape of a pentagon. Authorities
I'm the man on the street, and I'm here with some interviews of some great people. Koreatown, home to some of the greatest people in all of Los Angeles. Up first, I would really like to interview you, sir, regarding what you experienced today as the aftermath.
Sorry, I was just watching the live news on my phone, and yeah, that was crazy. There's a big hole in the Soho region of Koreatown, but I was actually just watching. Is the anchor guy okay? Because it looked like he had some kind of like brain aneurysm or something.
Well, as far as we know, there's no record of him being all right. And that's concerning because, to be honest, he's my best friend at the station.
Oh,
Actually, last week we went to Yard House and got a plate of nachos together. And he was telling me how much he thought I had grown as a reporter. And I responded in kind.
James, I want to tell you. One, these nachos are delicious. The jalapenos are perfect.
I love the beans.
And two, you've really come a long way as a reporter. The story you did last week on the Zealous Grifter blew everybody at the station away. And I want to tell you, if anything ever happens to me on the air, let's say I have some kind of malfunction while I'm reading the news live on the air, I want you to continue as if nothing had happened to me. Is that a promise, James?
I promise. As part of our integrity as news presenters, I absolutely promise. And I would like to respond in kind by saying that you, as the lead anchor, have grown immensely over the last 3 years. And I would also like to ask you not to stop if I suddenly have to have some sort of brain aneurysm on camera.
I mean, that means just so much to me. And the fact that you would repeat exactly what I said to you just shows me that my tutelage has just done so far. And I want to on the integrity of this nacho.
You've been the type of mentor that has changed a life for a young man like me from the Spanish ghetto.
You know what? I want to rewatch the Zealous Reporter report you did. The Zealous Grifter report. It was so good. Let's watch it again.
Well, there has been a zealous grifter moving about here in downtown Los Angeles. He's been intent on robbing people of their savings to within a mere 2 units, whatever that unit.
James, sorry, it's. I'm here in the studio. What can you tell us about the number of grifts and the size of grifts and the history of the grift? Is it a family of grifters? Is it a singular grift?
This grift has been going on in various forms for nigh on 5 generations. You would barely believe that at one point, this family, according to this reporter, almost got into the shoe shine grift. But fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on who you speak to, they did not.
James, I think one of my favorite parts about how you report is that you don't look at the camera. All reporters look right at the camera. You are looking all over the place. It's like you're alive. It's like, it's like a nacho. You're a nacho. You don't care what the person is doing. You just have your beans and your cheese and your salsa, and you're the nacho, and we're looking at you like, what's he looking at? I can't watch enough of this guy.
No, I appreciate that. It's a style thing. There was a point in time where I thought, if I look at the camera, well, I'm not looking at the news. And my